Play it again, Sam. There's no place like home.
I'll be back.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you had a lovely bank holiday weekend. We had a bit of sun, hope you did as well. So here we are, week 23 of the Performing Arts Sessions Online with me, Gemma Banks. Hello, nice to see you. I actually said Gemma Banks, that's not my actual name anymore because I got married. I sometimes forget. Anyway, most of you probably know me just as Gemma, that's fine. Thanks so much for joining us. So today is what I usually call like an improvisation character week, but it's got a bit of a theme this week. It's not strictly improvisation and character. But we're going to start with some warm-ups and some fun games, and then we'll get on to our main activity. So we're going to do a bit of talking with improvisation and characters. We generally need to do a bit more talking. So we're going to do some warm-ups. So first of all, I'd like us just to give ourselves a little massage on the face. Start by just like tapping around your jawline and then sort of do that as much as you like really. With this, it's really whatever feels nice. So if you do something that you like, then just carry on. So you might want to go on your sort of temples a little bit, that might feel nice. Just really gentle tapping. Close your eyes, to your forehead, maybe come down your nose, tap it a little bit, above your lips, onto your cheeks. And this time we'll do a similar journey, but this time we'll do like a little bit of a rubbing. So give that a nice little rub. Might want to do some of this, like pinching it a little bit. For me it feels quite nice, just the rubbing. Little massage on the forehead, always welcome. And then down the nose. There we go. Okay. Very nice, always feels lovely. I'm going to do some big face, small face, so just to stretch our faces, try and get them warmed up a bit. I don't want you to have to see in my mouth. So I'll do my big face over here. The biggest face you could possibly pull. Make sure that every single part of your face is exaggerated. Off you go, do your big faces right now. Very attractive. And now the small face, smallest face you can make. So every single part, eyes, lips, mouth, everything, nose, screwed up. And a big face again. And a small face again. Big face again. Small face. And one final big face. Make the noise of the big face, so that might be like a ah. And then small face again. And the sound of the small face. And then give a few of those like, and maybe you want to give your face a final like sort of pat down. So just shake that off there. A couple of those. And oh, there we go. Okay. So this week the theme is going to be films, and one of the main tasks is going to be for you to make or design what a film trailer might look like, and maybe film it or create it live if you have if you fancy doing that. So I've got some film lines, some classic quotes from films that I would like you to repeat. So we're going to repeat them. They're not exactly tongue twisters, but I think all of them, if we can do them exaggerated, will just help us warm our vocal cords up. So the first one I've got is from a fabulous film, The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. Okay, so we're going to just repeat that together, say 5 times, okay, exaggerating the movements of our mouths, okay? There's no place like home. 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 Okay, and then finally, we're going to repeat it. Let's just repeat it a couple of times in character as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, okay? So think about how she says it in the film if you've seen it. So it's like, there's no place like home. Okay, so maybe like that. Let's do 3 of those together. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Very good. Okay. Next we have from the film Casablanca, the line, play it again, Sam. It's really good for opening up our mouth and lots of different shapes there. We've got the P's, the T's, the S, the M. It's good. Okay, so we're going to say play it again, Sam 5 times. Off we go. Play it again, Sam. 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 Now, I actually don't know Casablanca and I did mean to watch that quote so I know how they say it. I forgot. Okay, so anybody out there who knows how the character in Casablanca says it, you can do it. I'm going to just decide myself how I think he says it. So I think he might say like, play it again, Sam. Okay, 3 of those. You do it the way that you know if you know it. 3 of those. Play it again, Sam. Play it again, Sam. Play it again, Sam. Fantastic. Okay, now we have from the Terminator, I'll be back. Okay, and if you don't try and say it like Arnie, it's actually quite tricky. It's almost a bit like a tongue twister. So, 5 times, I'll be back. 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 Okay, now we're going to go all Terminator on this. And how might the Terminator so good? I'll be back. Okay, 3 of those. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. There we go. That's my impression anyway. And the last one we're going to say is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Because 1, that's from my favourite film ever, which is Mary Poppins. And 2, it almost is a tongue twister, okay? 5 times saying that, so we better get started. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 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 Very good. Now, finally, we will think of Mary Poppins herself. She only really says it in song, I think. So the children do actually speak it in the film because I think they tell their parents the word. So they go sort of like, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, so let's do it like that 3 times, okay, with lots of energy and childlike excitement. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 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 Fantastic, well done. And there ends our vocal and facial warm-up. You should be nice and relaxed and your muscles are going and you've got lots of expression now in your face because you've warmed it all up. Okay, so we're going to do another A to Z game where I play with you. We go through the alphabet, start with A, I will say the first one, and then you have to say B, I say C, D, so it's things starting with those letters. And because this week's theme is film, we're going to do some films. Now, I promise, and I never ever do practice these, and I'm not actually that well like clued up on films, if I'm honest. So there might be a lot of times when I don't know one, but you'll probably be loads better than me. Okay, so we'll just give it a go. So we'll start with A. I'm going to say Avengers. I know it's the Avengers, but the Avengers is what I'm saying for A. So now you've got B. A film starting with the letter B. Okay, so now I am C. A film starting with the letter C. I'm going to say cats. So you've got D. E is for me. The Elephant Man. There we go. I think that was a film. T-E-F. Your F. G. So I'm G. O. What's that? Godzilla. There we go. Godzilla. G. H. That's your turn. Film starting with the letter H. I've got I. I'm going to go Iron Man. J. It's for you. It's a tricky one maybe. Got a couple in my head I think. K. It's for me. Kickboxer. Is that film? I'm going to say that. Kickboxer. K. L. It's for you. M. A film starting with that M. Mamma Mia. Or Mary Poppins. N. That's for you. O. Film starting with the letter O. I'm going to say it's quite hard. You've probably all shouting ones at the screen. Outbreak? Isn't there a film called Outbreak about maybe a disease or something? Okay, we'll move on. That's what I'm saying, Outbreak. And P for you. Q. Show us what? The Queen. The Queen. R. That's for you. S. Film beginning with S. Silver Linings Playbook. Something like that, I think. Silver Lining Playbook. It's mine. T for you. I've got U. U. Unorthodox. Is that a film? I'm going to say it is. We're going to go with that. V. You've got V. Oh, that's hard. You might have one. If you have, very well done. I can't think of a V. W is for me. Where's Wally, the film? Is there a film? There's probably loads better ones than that, sorry. That's all I can think of. I don't even know if that's a film. WX. Oh gosh, good luck. Good luck with that. I don't even know. Oh, I've got one. X-Men. If you haven't got one, X-Men. Okay. Y for me. XY. Ooh. I don't have one for Y. And Z is yours. You might have one. If you have, fantastic. I'm sure you won. I'm sure you got far more than I did. Well done. It's quite tough, especially at the end. Okay, fantastic. Right, some improvisation now where you are going to have to create your own sort of TV show off the cuff. I have a remote control. I'm going to switch the TV channels. I'm going to tell you what channel I am on or what program, what type of program I'm watching. What you need to do then is pause your video and give us 30 seconds to a minute of that type of TV program that I've explained that I'm on, and then press play again and I'll switch to another type of channel. Okay, so for example, think of something I've not used here. For example, I might say the news. And then you have to press pause and then you just start with the news. So, good evening, you join us this evening for the 10 o'clock news. Top story. Bang! It's very good news usually. Storm Kara hits Britain. Dong! Prize-winning puppy is born. Dong! Or whatever. And you carry on with the news. Whenever you've finished, you've run out of ideas, you've had enough of doing that, press play again and I'll switch you over. Okay, so first of all, what I am watching is a toothpaste advert. So press pause and shows 30 seconds of your toothpaste advert. Go. Excellent, excellent. Okay, I'm going to switch channels again. Ooh. And I have found Coronation Street and it's a scene in The Rover's Return. Press pause, off you go. Okay, switch again. Ooh, it's a horror film. Ooh. Press pause, show us the horror film. Okay, fantastic. I'm going to switch again because I don't like horror films. Ooh, it's a cartoon. Press pause, show us whatever cartoon you want. And final one. It's Come Dine With Me. Press pause and let's see 30 seconds to a minute of Come Dine With Me. Excellent, well done, fantastic. Hopefully that's given you a little idea about all the different things that you see on the telly. Not necessarily films, but different things that we might see on the telly. So next activity, it's time for you to start thinking about your own trailer for a film. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to create a storyboard for what the trailer might look like. And if you want to, and you can, bring it to life. So you could perform it just live. Or if you've got a device that you can film on, you could film things, and it doesn't necessarily have to have you in it. It could be the, the remote control that goes on its own journey or becomes alive or something. So you could film your remote control, and then you could film it in different places, I suppose, like on top of things, in the fridge. It gets everywhere. So there's two ideas, there's two ways you can do this. The first one is you can choose whatever your favourite film is. So for me, for example, it would be Mary Poppins, and design your own film trailer for that film. So you obviously know your own favourite film really well. So pick out what you think are the most important things and make your own film trailer for that film. The other idea is you could make up your own idea for a film and then make the trailer for that. Now that sounds a bit long-winded, but actually I was thinking it could be something, it could include something that you do in your house. Like I was saying, watching TV possibly, hoovering up, reading. If you're watching TV, for example, it could be that you turn the TV on and you're watching something and it ends up sucking you into it and you end up in a country and western. Okay, so that could be the idea for your film. So your trailer then might be one ordinary day watching a film, and you can film yourself doing this, or you can just do it live, and then you're sucked in, and then next thing you know it's howdy partner, where am I? And you're sucked into the TV. So it could be something. It doesn't need to be a full cast of hundreds that you're going to make if you're making up a new idea. So you either pick a film you know really well and you make up a trailer for that, or you think of your own idea, something you could actually create in your own house and make an idea for a film for that. I have done both of those things, sort of. So I've picked Mary Poppins, and I'm going to talk us through the storyboard and how we're going to go about it. And that's going to be using my Mary Poppins example. But I've also made a little short trailer for you to enjoy, which will be on a link somewhere on the page as well. So you can get an idea of that as well if you wanted to make up a whole new idea. Sort of when baking goes wrong. Okay, so let's probably need to pause the video, have a think about whether you're going to do a film you know really well or a brand new film. If you need some inspiration on a brand new film, something normal in your house, becoming a film, maybe you could watch my film trailer now to give you some inspiration, and come back when you've decided which one of those you're going to do.
Watch out for this feature presentation coming soon to a cinema near you.
Okay, so first of all, you've got to answer a couple of questions before you can do your storyboard. First of all, what is essential to include in your trailer? Now for me, for Mary Poppins, I said that Mary is magical. I think that's essential to be in the trailer. I want to put in that the Banks family need her help, and I want to put in some famous lines. Okay, so go away and answer that question. What is essential to include? Okay, come back when you've done that. Okay, another question you're going to need to answer. Again, you can just write these down or just work them out in your head. What are the most important details? So for me, I thought that the film is a musical. That's got to come across in the trailer for me, for Mary Poppins. That there are lots of colourful characters that you're going to meet, and that the film is designed for children and families. Okay, so I want it to be really clear from the trailer that it's a family film. It's not a horror, it's not for grown-ups only, it's for kids, really. Okay, so you need to answer that question. What are the most important details? Go and do that and then come back. Okay, and finally, you need to answer, are there any other interesting, funny, or trivial bits of information you want to include in the trailer? So for me, I've put penguins. I think the dancing penguins should be in the trailer. They're a real draw. I think the cartoon element of the film should be in there. The character laughing on the ceiling, Uncle Albert, I think, and Mary's catchphrases. I want to keep all of those little things in there. So go away and decide what other, any interesting, funny, quirky or trivial, so not that important, but you think it'll be good. Maybe the best line from the film usually is in the trailer. Maybe you want that in there. So if you go and answer that final question and come back, we'll move on to the storyboard. Okay, so before you do the storyboard, and actually this might help you with those questions. If you struggled a little bit with those questions, this might help. I did a bit of research before I did this, and I watched some trailers on YouTube or on the internet somewhere. You can just look for a couple of films you know. You could say, I don't know, Mamma Mia, watch the trailer for that. Harry Potter, watch the trailer. And watch maybe three to five or something I watched. Probably of different styles. I watched a horror film one, which was a bit scary. And get an idea of how they're done. Now, I watched the Mary Poppins one, which I shouldn't really do, and I wouldn't advise this if you're doing the film. Don't watch their actual trailer. But it was actually interesting because that was back in the 60s, how trailers have changed. It was quite a lot longer and it gave lots of information. Whereas nowadays they're a little bit snappier, not as much information. The names of the actors are still quite important. Some drama in there is quite important. Some famous lines from the film is quite good. They're the sort of general things I found. But maybe you go away and watch a couple of trailers and get a little bit of research under your belt before you move on to the storyboard. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, so So the next bit, and this could be the last bit for you, you might just want to design your storyboard and finish it there. But as an option, after that, you can bring it to life, either just live, just acting it out, or sort of filming it, and maybe if you know a little bit about editing, you could like make it into your own film, put some text on there. Some people are really good at that sort of thing. I'm not that good at it, but my husband's actually quite good at it, so he helps me when I need to do things like that. So just play around, and if you've got a device to film on, it could be quite fun. But anyway, we need a storyboard first. I would say to aim for 6 different storyboarding boxes. Now each of these sections, they represent like one shot, okay? So if you're watching a trailer and you research and it changes to another scene, that's a new box, okay? So yeah, I would aim for 6, but you can do 12, you can do 4, as many as you want, really. 6 is a nice number. So you have a box for your drawing. I should have said my drawings are terrible, but I think I left them as they were because I thought, just goes to show it does not matter at all what your drawings are like, just get the gist of it down. So it looks like this, and you have your picture here, you draw what you want the image to look like, and then you've got an audio section. What sounds do you want to hear? Is it just music? Is it a voiceover? Is it the characters saying their lines? And then you've got a text option as well, because sometimes you'll have like the name of an actor come up on the screen, the name of the film, the name of the director, a review maybe. Okay, okay, yes, so I'll show you the first couple of boxes that I did. So I chose to, on this example, do Mary Poppins. So let's imagine I hadn't watched the trailer. I didn't actually use any because the trailer was quite long. I made up my own ideas. So the first frame or shot I would like on the trailer for Mary Poppins is 2 chimney sweeps dancing. I've written that there, but they'd be doing their dance. These are fireworks, a colourful starting scene. I've got audio, we've got the music to Step in Time, which is what they'll be dancing to. But then we've got a VO, which stands for voiceover, saying, what does they say? Oh yeah, coming this year, a magical experience like no other. Okay, text, I've put NA, not applicable, there's no text at this point. We just see the dancing chimney sweeps, the fireworks, the music, and then coming soon. This year, a magical experience like no other. Second frame, I would like to see Mary. I apologise to all Mary fans out there, including myself, for how I've made her look. It's a stick lady Mary Poppins, okay? So I'd have Mary Poppins on there, and I'd like big letters, Mary Poppins name. Audio, I've put that there'll be a voiceover saying Walt Disney's Mary Poppins. Then I'd like Mary Poppins, so Julie Andrews, the actress, to say one of her famous lines from the film, which is spit spot. So that's what I've done there. And then the text, I want that to, when they say Walt Disney's Mary Poppins, I want a voice to be saying that, and I want the audio, the text. Actually, I've just put Mary Poppins there, haven't I? I've put Walt Disney there, but yeah, I agree with myself. I think it should just say Mary Poppins, okay? So I've got 4 more boxes to complete. I've not completed it. I might go on now to look back at my list and go, okay, what did I think was essential? Oh, that it's a musical. So maybe I'll have, my third box might be a bit of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, so a snippet from the film. I might want to put then a couple of the dancing penguins. Then I might want to put Uncle Albert laughing on the ceiling. And then another Mary Poppins catchphrase. And then maybe I might, on the last one, put something and some text on there, or maybe audio saying this unforgettable film is perfect for all the family. Okay? And that might complete my trailer. So your job now is to, you can draw it out like this, or you can draw your own ones. I'm sure your drawings will be so much better. So this is either for a film you know really well, like I've done for Mary Poppins, or a brand new idea that you have, something you could recreate in your home. Okay, so I'm going to let you go off, spend some time on this, have a really good think, do some research, just have a bit of fun with it, and think about what a film trailer you might like to make and what it might look like, and then come back when you've done that. Okay, so well done. I hope you've enjoyed doing that. It's something a little bit different, and not loads of talking, I guess, this week, but your chance possibly to have some talking would be now, because the final activity, if you wish to do so, is to bring it to life. Okay, so if I was doing this one and bringing it to life, for example, I might become the chimney sweeps, and I could just do it for myself in my house, okay? And then I might become Mary Poppins and say, spit spot. Then I might become Uncle Albert, I love to laugh, ha 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 ha, up on the ceiling. If I had something to film it with, and I had someone around to help me, I might get them to film it for me. So I could just put it all together and pause it, film the next bit, pause it, put it all together as a little trailer, and if I knew how to, could maybe write some of that text on the screen, so Mary Poppins. You can do that, I think, on phones as well, as like if you had an iPad. But if you don't have a device, you can just bring it to life just for fun for yourself. And that's the final task. If you want to share any of these, a picture of your storyboard, please do. A comment to say what film you've done or what your made up film might be called. If you want to film a little bit of it, send it to Pete. I'm sure he would love to see it, and maybe he could put it up somewhere for us, or at least just share it with me. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for taking part this week. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.